this one says we need to round our answers to 3 decimals if necessary. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to condense this log down in, or these natural logs, I should say, down into one particular log. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the power property in reverse to this one. So that's going to leave me with the natural log of the quantity x plus 3 to the 1/2 power, then minus the natural log of x, and that is going to equal 0. Now I can use the quotient property on these two natural logs because they're being subtracted. So then that would give me the natural log of x plus 3 to the 1/2 power divided by x equals 0. Now I can utilize the change of forms or change of forms, I think is probably the best way of saying it. Here my base, this is log base e. Okay? So then I would have e to the 0 power equals x plus 3 to the 1/2 power all over x. Anything to the 0 power is 1. We can make that left side be 1. And then I would multiply both sides by x to clear that fraction. And at the same time, I'm going to rewrite an exponent of 1/2 as a square root. So this would be x equals the square root of x plus 3. Now to solve that, I'm going to square both sides. That gives me x squared equals x plus 3. Because I have a squared term and a linear term, I need to get everything onto one side. So I'm going to subtract x and subtract 3. And that's going to give me x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. If this were factorable, I could factor it. If it's not factorable and I'm solving, I could graph it. I could put it on a graphing Desmos or a graphing calculator and find it that way. Or I could use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula, again, is x is equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So then here x is going to be the opposite of -1. That's positive 1 plus or minus the square root of -1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times -3, all over 2 times a, which is 2. 4 times 1 times -3 is -12. 1 minus -12 is 13. So I get those as my potential answers. Now, if I do a little more mathematical investigation on this, I get 1 plus the square root of 13 over 2, which is approximately 2.30278. I also get 1 minus the square root of 13 all over 2, which is approximately -1.30278. If I go back to my original equation to check those answers, remember that my arguments, the values in these two spots, here and here, those two spots have to be positive. Arguments have to be positive. Well, since I just have the natural log of x, and this is negative, this one gets thrown out. It's ambiguous. The other one would work out in both cases. Okay? So my answer here, rounded to 3 decimal places, is x equals 2.309.